Virgin Radio 104.4. We are the UAE's #1 hit music station. How you doing? My name's Eddie. Yes, it's a brand new show. We're kicking off something different on Virgin Radio on the UAE airwaves. It's nothing but pure Afrobeats. Nothing but pure Afrobeats. If you love Afrobeats, this is the show for you. And you know what? We decided, rather than just me just kicking off this amazing show, why don't we get someone who knows Afrobeats, who is a king when it comes to Afrobeats? And I have with me today a legend, a pioneer of Afrobeat music, the one and only CKay. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, my bro. How are you?
Not too bad, man. Thank you so much for helping me launch this amazing show.
It's an honor to be here.
Yeah? How was your trip coming to Dubai, man?
Really, really good, really stressful.
Oh, really?
Because the day before I was shooting a video all day. And
Okay.
I had like 3 hours to sleep, so.
Wow.
But it's all good. We're here.
Yeah, we're here. We're doing our thing.
Yeah.
Amazing. All right, so before we start the interview, how about we kick off with a song that we all know. It's popular, plays around the world. It's gone literally viral. Talking about Love One TT. Tell us a little bit more about Love One TT. How did it come about? How did you react to the success of this amazing track?
Well, Love Wanting Tea, like all music, all good music comes from God.
Mhm.
You know, I think, at the end of the day, artists, we position ourselves to be like a pipeline for creative ideas, but the ultimate source is still from above and all that, I was in the living room freestyling on the keyboard, and it just came out. Basically, it was a very regular day, very, it didn't feel like it was going to be the biggest song in the world, but I knew it was a great song. I knew I liked it a lot, but then I would say the success was even a surprise because it exceeded my expectations.
Okay.
And I think that's kind of a testament to how much music can impact people.
Okay.
Even though they don't speak the language, like people living thousands of kilometers away can hear a song and they can just key into the frequency that the artist was on. I think that's amazing.
Tell us about Emotions.
So Emotions is my second album. My music is very, very heavy on feelings and emotions. I feel like as a Cancer, that is my element, basically. So I love to put lots of that energy into the music. So Afrobeats is known for its rhythm and, the fact that it makes you dance a lot. But then my angle to Afrobeats, which is emo Afrobeats,
Okay.
is the same dancing, the same rhythm, but like with a lot more emotion in it and
Okay.
a lot more like feelings, like from the choice of instruments to the lyrics and the subject matters of the song. I'm not always singing about partying. I'm singing about experiences, stuff that happened in my life, positive, negative, everything in between. It's basically like a diary entry, a form of me expressing myself and people vibing to it, basically.
Okay. You're very passionate about this album.
Very.
Yeah. So, let me ask you differently. If Emotions was a soundtrack for a movie, what type of movie would you think it would be? And, what kind of movie would it be?
Man, it's crazy. Speaking of movies, I always tell my friends that if I was to write a script,
Okay.
like a movie out of my life, I'll probably have a blockbuster #1.
Oh, really?
Because my life is literally a movie.
Wow.
I really don't know any other movie I would say could be a soundtrack to be honest. But I could tell you one thing for sure. If it was a soundtrack to a movie, it would be a thrilling romance movie with lots of suspense and lots of keeping you on the edge of your seat type
Okay.
thing, like
a
it has,
cliffhanger. You're always on a cliffhanger,
Yes,
but as well as a rom-com as well, or something
yes,
like that.
there's a bit of romantic, element. The way in every action movie there's always a love interest. There's
Okay.
always, even though the protagonist has to like fight his enemies and
Yeah.
stuff, there's always this girl that comes along and they fall in love, all that.
And there's
you know.
Prince Charming trying to help out.
Yeah, that's kind of literally how my life is, So I would say if Emotions was the soundtrack to any movie, it would be a movie like that.
Okay. Cliffhanger with romance and all in between.
Yeah, explosions and all that stuff.
Yeah. Would you ever consider going into acting yourself?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I personally don't have much interest in acting.
Okay.
You know, I think everyone is different. You know, I know lots of artists get into acting and all that, and I know is lucrative
Mm-hmm.
and it's great, but I personally just have zero interest in acting.
Music is your thing. That's it.
Yeah, I feel like I'm acting as a character and the character is myself.
Oh, amazing.
I find it difficult to act as someone else.
Your life is a movie.
Literally. Yeah.
Some more tracks on the album. Like you have Dorime.
Yeah.
You teamed up with Ty Dolla $ign on that one.
Yeah.
How was it working with Ty Dolla $ign?
Oh, it was really cool. The first time we actually linked was 2 years ago.
Okay.
In Los Angeles. So we're supposed to have a session. And yeah, man, you know, the session, we eventually, I think the first session he was really late. So we had to reschedule and have another one.
Was he on African time?
Something like that. It was on African time in Los Angeles. But it was cool. You know, we had another session and this time we're with the producer, but I don't know, the session didn't quite go as well as I wanted because you know sometimes when you're making music, there's not magic every time. You know, there's times you're in the studio, there's magic. There's times you're in the studio, there isn't really magic, you know. So I think this session was one of those sessions where there wasn't really magic.
Okay.
But you know, we kept in touch. And, you know, I always had it in mind to make a record with him because I love his music and I think he has a great voice. So fast forward about a year or two later, I was in Mauritius with my producer and my manager. And my producer, BMH, we're making some stuff and there was this guitarist, his name is Vision.
Okay.
We made Wahala there.
Okay.
You know, featuring Olamide in Mauritius. We made a couple other records and there was this beat that I made while I was in Paris last year. And, you know, I was with the guitarist and the way he played kind of inspired me so much. I wanted him to play on the record and he played on it. And I basically finished up the record. I had the record for quite a while, but I finished it up with him there. And I sent it to Ty Dolla and he loved it and he sent the verse in 24 hours. Wow. That's like the quickest verse I had on the album.
Okay.
You know, it was really quick and he sent everything in 24 hours and it was fire, you know.
Yeah.
And basically Dorime is basically about a girl that likes love but she loves money more.
Oh, she's a gold digger.
I personally don't like that word.
Okay.
You know, gold digger, but yeah, because you know it has so much negative connotation when you say gold digger.
Yeah.
But
she's all about the money, not about the love.
Some people, some girls, some guys too, you know, I think money is a very interesting concept.
Okay.
You know, if you think about it. Many people do so much for money. But, you know, at the end of the day, I personally feel there's a lot more to life than money. You know, but everybody has their own principles and their own train of thoughts that governs their lives and their beliefs. But yeah, basically this song was about a girl that, you know, her belief was, you know, love is great and everything, but, you know, I need a man that can take care of me type thing. Okay.
And what does the word Dorime mean?
So Dorime means you adore me. It's Romanian, I think, or Bulgarian.
Ah, okay.
Romanian, yeah.
Okay.
So it means you adore me. And there's this popular song that used to be played in Nigerian clubs.
Okay.
Called Dorime. So it's like they usually play it when somebody balls in the club.
Okay.
Like when somebody orders like 10 bottles.
Okay.
20 bottles and he shuts down the club. So the DJ stops the music and plays that song.
Oh.
So that was kind of like the inspiration behind, you know.
Okay.
That.
Oh, wow. So what I realized, I was reading about the album. You've recorded this album in different places.
Yeah.
in the world, different locations, in the US. I don't know. You've been around. What was the thinking behind that? Was that like to help the album, or what was the thinking behind that?
So what's crazy is this album I actually recorded it in fewer places than the last album, Sad Romance. So this time it was basically just me making music wherever I went. So every time I travel, I have a bag specially for my audio equipment because I like to always just be in a vibe wherever I am, set up in my hotel room or, whatever. Like, so basically I was in Europe last summer. I'd been performing for about 2-3 years back to back, and I got really, really exhausted. I had a sprain on my ankle, so I couldn't really walk for a while. So I had to take, a chill pill. I had to like take a step back for a while. So I took a break from performing, and I was in Paris for I think 2 to 3 months. So while I was there, I started working on some records. I already made some records in Lagos before I came to Paris, so it was basically like me continuing the album. But while I was in Paris, I was just, in a vibe. And Paris is a very artistic place, so I was just soaking in the energy and making records. So I made Vanity in Paris. I made Dorime in Paris as well, and a couple other records. Then I went to Spain. After that, I was in Mallorca. It's an island off the coast of Spain. Really cool, really beautiful place. And that's where I made It's True, featuring Nora. That was basically, I was by the beach. My room had a view of the beach, and I was just really inspired, and I made that one. I made the beats, but I didn't make the song at that moment. I made the song when I got back to Lagos, but the beats, I had it down.
So the beats were inspired by the location where you are. Okay, you were feeling the vibes.
Yes,
okay.
Just me soaking up, creative energy from the universe, basically. And another important place in the creation of the album was Mauritius Island. We had a series of sessions in Mauritius. Me, my manager, my producer BMH, and Reward Beats. They produced most of the album. And Vision, who is the guitarist, who did some really amazing work on the album. Big shout out to him. And the final place was Lagos too. Lagos is kind of the HQ. After I make all the records, I always go back to Lagos to, standardize the records. And I also love to record in Lagos. I could make beats everywhere else, but sometimes to get the vibe, I have to just be in my home, in my home space.
Yeah.
So basically, that's that. Oh, one more place was St. Lucia as well. So in my bed, in my bed in St. Lucia. I made the beats there, but I recorded the song.
This is
Lagos.
all like romantic locations you're talking about here.
Yeah, pretty much. I like to travel a lot. I like to go to places that are really, aesthetic and that have vibes. Because I was also like healing from my leg too.
Okay.
So I just wanted to be in, good spaces.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, like I just like to be inspired by my environment. I like to soak in energy from the universe. I just like to, be in vibes at all times.
Yeah. So you mentioned It's True featuring Nora Fatahi. How was it working with Nora?
It was cool.
Yeah.
I made the record, I sent it to her, and she did her thing.
We're making Afrobeats stand up to the world.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and the one and only CKay joining me in studio. Now, speaking of the rise of Afrobeat music, it's gone worldwide. It's like literally, it's like a viral, virus. It's like COVID.
It's like COVID.
It's like COVID. It's taking over the world.
I'm telling you.
Yeah. Why do you think that, it's just become like a phenomenon? Like everybody just, they don't understand the words, but it's everyone's just feeling the music.
Yeah, that's just the way music is. Music is spiritual. Music is a vibration. It's a frequency. It's like, at the end of the day, as much as we're all different, we have different skin colors, skin tones, cultures. We like different food, all that stuff. At the end of the day, we're all the same, and we're all one human race, and we all feel the same things. We feel happiness, we feel anger, we feel sadness, we feel regret, we feel heartbreak. We all feel the same things.
Yeah.
The same
emotions.
Yeah, a white man's heartbreak is not different from a black man's heartbreak.
So true.
An Arab's heartbreak is not different from a Spanish heartbreak. It's all heartbreak.
Yeah.
So basically, all these emotions are the same. So when someone makes a song and it's, the person puts their heart into the song and their emotions, it's not uncommon that you have people resonate with that. It's not an uncommon thing. And African music, obviously, it's been there for years. It's not a new thing.
Yeah.
African music is not something that just happened last year.
Yeah.
It's been there for decades before I was born. But obviously it has evolved over time. And the internet has happened.
Yeah.
You know, Instagram has happened, TikTok has happened, you know. And I would say because of the internet, the music has traveled at a much faster rate than it could have in the past. Like, obviously, back in the days, growing up in Kaduna, Nigeria, where I was born, I used to listen to lots of, you know, foreign music.
Yeah.
Like lots of Michael Jackson, Backstreet Boys, NSYNC, Westlife. You know, all those guys were making great stuff. And the music was traveling from the US, from the UK to Africa. So now it's the reverse. The music is traveling from Africa to the US, to the UK, to the UAE, to the Middle East, to everywhere. So I just think it's nice that African music is, you know, traveling for a change, as opposed to, you know, the music from the other side of the world coming into Africa. And I'm also really happy that, you know, people are waking up to the sound and appreciating it, because it has always been amazing. People just didn't know it.
Didn't know about it.
You know, so now I'm happy that they know.
Yeah.
You know.
So, like, speaking of African music, obviously, we got so many genres of African music. Are you experimenting with other genres? Because I know of some African artists who are now, like, experimenting with the Amapiano beats.
Yeah.
And they go on that, you know, like, just because Amapiano is, like, really popular right now. Are you yourself, like, you know, experimenting or...
So how I'll put it is, Amapiano is like, okay, so you know how hip hop was, you know, on boom bap before, and then the 808 came, the 808 bass. So I'd say Amapiano is kind of like that. You know, the log drum is like African 808, basically. So for me, I love bass a lot. I love, you know, when the log drum hits in the club, I love how it makes you feel. You feel it in your chest. You know? So in my music, I like to incorporate some elements of that sometimes, you know. Also, I have lots of South African friends, and I'm actually a fan of Amapiano music. But, you know, I feel as a Nigerian, you know, bringing those elements, obviously you have to approach it a bit differently. You know, I don't really believe in taking an exact sound exactly as it is. You know, I believe in being creative, doing something different,
tweak it a little bit, and make it your own.
So on Emotions, I have a couple records that I infuse a bit of that element, but at the end of the day, it's all African music, and, you know, we're all one and the same. You know, the same way we love to dance in Lagos and South Africa, they love to dance. I feel they love to dance probably even more than we do in Lagos, you know, and everybody is vibing to good music. If the music is good, it will be vibed to and it will be listened to. So big shout out to, you know, all the South Africans who are making great music. You know, big shout out to the Nigerians too, who are making amazing music, who are, you know, also playing their role in pushing the culture forward, you know. And big shout out to the fans too, who are enjoying it. Big shout out to the DJs. Big shout out to, you know, the amazing people of radio, TV who are pushing the culture. I think it's a combined effort of everyone.
All right. So let's do this then. One of my favorite tracks from the album, teaming up with Olamide, Wahala. Tell us more about this track.
Yeah, so Wahala means, in Pidgin English, Nigerian Pidgin English, it means problem. Trouble.
Yeah.
So basically, Wahala is, you know, is a song about a girl that is problematic, but I like her still. You know?
She's bad news, but you're still there.
Yeah, you know, sometimes, you know, I think I'm a bit too toxic, and I think sometimes peace is boring. Sometimes I like problems.
You like a little spice in your life.
Yeah. So basically, you know, this Wahala produced by BMH. The guitar was played by Vision.
Okay.
You know, and featuring Olamide, you know, I sent this to him and he, you know, he loved it and he sent his verse as well. And Olamide is someone that, you know, we've collaborated in the past, you know, and, you know, he's an amazing artist. He's a legend, rap legend in Nigeria. He's been making music for many years,
forever,
you know, and he's been killing it and he's remained consistent. And, you know, every single time we make music, it's like, it's a crazy chemistry, you know, and it's very unexpected because our sounds are very different.
Okay.
You know, and it's interesting how when you bring the two sounds
Together.
together, it makes something really crazy. So Wahala is no exception, and it's one of my favorites on the album.
Amazing. You've collaborated with a lot of artists. Is there a particular artist you're craving to collaborate with? Is that one that where you say, you know what, when I collaborate with this artist, that will be like taking my music to another level, another stratosphere?
Well, I'm not really a big fan of the idea of dream collaborations and all that, because I feel collaborating is about alignments. It's not just about,
you can't force a collaboration.
Yeah, you can't really force it, you know. But I would say one artist that I think there will be a crazy alignment is Party Next Door.
Okay.
I think if we made music, it would be crazy. His sound is very, it's a vibe, and I can imagine us creating something interesting. Also, because of his Caribbean roots, I think if we did like an Afro, something crazy, it'll be something
like a fusion that will be like, nice.
Yeah. So if Party Next Door is listening,
hey, come on, hit up your boy, DM him. Do they DM you? Like, you guys DM or like?
Yeah.
That's how you get in touch with.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes a DM. Sometimes, I also prefer to meet people in person too.
Okay.
I think sometimes
to make that human to human connection first.
Yes, but DMs are cool too.
Yeah. So you heard it. Party Next Door. Hey, come on, let's do it. All right. Top 5 African or Afrobeat artists according to CKay.
Yeah, setting me up.
Hey, just no wahala. Just feeling the vibes, feeling the music. They could be from anywhere.
Okay, so in no particular
order. Yeah.
Yes, and I repeat, in no particular order.
We're underlining that.
Okay. So I would say Burna Boy, Davido, Wizkid, Olamide, and me.
And you.
Yeah.
Apart from you, bro.
Oh, apart from me.
Apart from you.
Lol. Okay. Man, who do I put there?
So all those you mentioned are all Nigerian.
Yes.
So anyone apart from Nigerian artists?
Apart from Nigeria, I would say DJ Maporisa,
South Africa. Yeah, he's good.
He's very good, and he's been consistent too.
Yeah,
and he's always he's always making dope stuff.
Yeah, he like when his beats like drop in the club. Oof,
it's crazy.
It's crazy. It goes haywire. I love it. All right, CKay joining me in studio. We're about to wrap up this show. What do you have a message for your fans listening around the UAE or around the world? What's your message to them? What can they look forward to, or what do you want to tell them?
I just want to appreciate everyone who has been, riding with me from the beginning. Big shout out to everyone supporting, everyone streaming, everyone making content. Just I thank you guys so much. Keep spreading love, keep spreading positivity, and listen to Emotions all day, every day.
All day, every day. You heard it from the man. Love it, CKay. Thank you so much for coming through. I hope this won't be the last time. You're always welcome. Come through. Hey, any new music, let us know about it, because you have a platform now on Virgin Radio.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.